rule requires that in all positions, we must make sure that persons of either gender do not exceed 2/3. Yeah, 2/3. Unakumbuka ile fraction? Yeah. So kukiwa na watu nani anajua hesabu?
Mimi nilipata tabeli kwa hesabu.
Tukikuwa na watu 9. 2/3 ni nini? 3 inaenda kwa hiyo 9 mara ngapi? Mara 3 mara 6. One sex should not go beyond 6. So kama ni wanaume wanajisikia wasipite 6. Lazima wanawake 3 wakwe hapo. You see, that's a very easy math really.
Hakuna tu vile wangesema tu kama nyinyi ni wa 9 wasipite wa 6 kuliko watuambia story ya 2/3. Unajua calculate hiyo mambo na Google. Wangesema tu mkiwa wa 9 mkiwa wasipite 6.
Sasa tukiandika drafting maana hiyo sheria ina apply in all bodies. In apply in Senate, in apply in National Assembly, in apply kwa cabinet, in apply kwa MCS. Unaona? Uweze kuwa unasema MCS sasa nyinyi mko na wanawake namna hii. But a percentage can cut across.
The discussion is even as Gerald highlights that what he was asking is simple. We have something called representative democracy.
Yes.
Essentially through the ballot.
Yes.
That if Wanjiku purely wants to vote in men.
Yes.
Their thinking is so be it. Okay? And then the gender question or the gender answer then can be met where democracy is directed, perhaps in the nomination roles and all that. But however, when you go back and you see what Wanjiku is presented for as choices within the ballot is dictated within political parties. So there's that discussion that Article 1 that gives Wanjiku the power either through representatives or directly that cannot be subjugated by the Chief Justice. How do you interpret this question that democracy is a question of if Wanjiku wants to be represented by the cat and the constitution says it's dogs. So Wanjiku's opinion or will is supreme even to the dictates perhaps the constitution itself. So how would this question be interpreted? I think before we go to the next question that Gerard was asking, and I think that's where really the gravy is.
Okay, do I get you to be saying that when Wananchi who is Wanjiku has decided I want men to lead me in parliament? Is that what you are saying?
No, the question is is through the ballot.
Yes.
Achieving the 2/3 could be a nightmare because if Wanjiku decides that I want it's men, then so shall it be.
Have you wondered why Wanjiku decides it's men?
That's why now I want us to debate this because I think this is the big elephant in the room.
If we want to talk about Nairobi, if we talk about Nairobi, how come Wanjiku decides I want a man who is a criminal?
Exactly.
You don't know. You are a pastor. You can't vie in Nairobi.
I tried well, they actually told me to go back to church.
yeah. It's because the problem is that there are many problems. I don't know where to start on this because that looks like a lecture.
This is a lecture room.
It's a lecture after we can allow you.
We're in class.
Yes, there are historical marginalization that have left women behind men. You can't see them. Those marginalization unless you dig deeper. You open the lid and study what is inside.
I'm loving this.
Let me give you an example that people can relate to because people don't relate to the women many times, especially the men, the patriarchs. If you're looking at, for example, a left-handed person in Nairobi, nobody knows their problems, isn't it? Do you know if you play guitar, all the guitars are for right-handed people? You'll have to import your own to get a left-handed guitar. If you drive a car, the cars we drive here for right-handed. The roads keeping left is for right-handed people. Left-handed people are going through a lot of challenges. And by the way, this writing from right to left only favors the
right-handed.
Right-handed. So if you have a son or daughter or sister or brother who is left-handed, the first 10 years they are off.
I was left-handed.
Yes.
But I was trained to be right-handed.
Yes, I know that our parents would beat you up to get the right. But it takes a lot of time before the left-handed guys can start reading because they read from the other side. That's how their brain is. You understand? But we don't take that time to study their So we just say, why not number one? But this kid is struggling, and he so has struggle cannot be explained. Nobody can explain. Nobody even understands that. So because of that, there have been marginalization on that line. So if I came specifically to women, there are a lot of marginalization that women have suffered, especially after colonialism and independence. One of it is just economics. Yeah. Look at the land you have in the village. Who owns it? It's the men who own it. Centurion Cheke is was there. You know, women don't have titles. Initially, they had access, but with independence and with colonialism and titling, it's men who own that land.
Traditionally, they have a piece of real estate called the kitchen.
Yes. Yet the biggest asset in this region is land. So if a woman wants to buy, where does she get the money? Do you understand? If you look at the fact that women get married in African languages, like, I don't know, Lucia will leave her mother and father to go to another village altogether. You see, how do you campaign in that new village?
Are you trying to suggest to now go to women's homes?
Yeah.
You're trying to say
No. I'm just saying. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine Bitok wewe uolewe wapi? Uolewe hapa Murang'a.
Sasa nani Lucia niwa nipeleke Western sasa.
Akuje Kakamega.
But that is
Kakamega kindly.
but the Bible says a man shall live.
Yes.
It is the man who's supposed to live, but traditionally
But here
it's not acceptable.
It's women who live.
Africa-wise, yes.
Unaona? Sasa Bitok akuja huko kwetu Kakamega, anataka kuwa senator. Hata hiyo jina yako I make sense hapa.
Lucia Bitok.
No, sasa naitwa Agela sasa.
Bitok Ayela.
Yes, tumeona. So women encounter those kind of challenges in politics at several levels. So if you go to the ballot directly, they might not get it. And the worst is the corruption. They're not very good at it. They're not very good at violence.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you. Hata wangelia wizi yao, we are discussing that.
Some women are poster girls.
Wale mnasema
Kuna mwenye alimwagia Uhuru maji ya kunywa hapa. Akatoa nini ya ndani.
Wale mnasema
Unaweza get serious.
wale wanasema ukiangalia hata vizuri hata wizi yao ni ya jua kali.
Hawajajua sana.
Unaenda kwa saluni, wanashika salonist, unachukua
pesa na good.
Driver wako walete ng'ombe nini. That is not corruption. You know. And usome Goldenberg to see how corruption is done. Hiyo ni mchezo hawajui kufanya. And so women don't have money. And secondly, politics is very violent. Wakienda kusimama kura wanapigwa paka wanakuwa violated. So the ballot is a no-go zone for women as it currently stands.